Kill Tony, please, someone.
Comedy is a dangerous business. By definition, it's meant to break things. It breaks logic, it breaks norms, and occasionally, it breaks people. But lately, something has shifted. We've seen the backlash. We've seen the cancellation attempts. We've seen the audience reaction to the roast of Kevin Hart. A spectacle that felt less like a celebration of a career and more like a high-stakes trial in a court of public opinion. But what happens when participants, as well as spectators of a roast, conclude that certain jokes weren't funny?
I see a clip of a white comedian making a joke of George Floyd's death. It wasn't fun, it wasn't comedy, it was racist.
People are saying comedy has gone soft. But what if that's the wrong diagnosis? What if society hasn't gone soft? What if we've just fundamentally rewired our brains to treat a punchline like a physical threat? We aren't just losing our sense of humor. We are losing our ability to distinguish between a benign violation and a real threat. Today, we're looking at the exact moment modern comedy fractured and what it reveals about where we draw the line. Hello, I'm Daps, and thanks for chilling with me. To answer these questions, we need a time machine. Because once upon a time, comedy venues were truly dangerous places where stand-up comedians would tell jokes and audiences would do this really strange thing called laughing.
You ever had a neighbor that borrow your shit and keep it so long you have to borrow it back?
The good old days when people went to comedy shows to escape reality. Now it feels like they go to audit it. Congratulations, everyone. It seems we've officially entered the era of the permanent frown, or as I prefer to call it, the great stiffening. Psychology offers one possible explanation for this. When a joke marks something tied closely to our identity, politics, beliefs, or values, it triggers cognitive dissonance. It's a psychological tension caused by holding two conflicting reactions at once. You recognize it as a joke, but emotionally, it feels like a violation. This is what psychologists call identity fusion. Your beliefs aren't just things you have, they are who you are. When a comedian roasts a topic that sits at the center of your identity, it isn't just a critique, it's a direct physical assault on your ego. This is why the offense response is so much stronger now. It's a performance of tribal loyalty. You see, by publicly distancing yourself from an offensive comedian, you're signaling to your tribe, I'm a good, safe, moral member of this group. But it's not just biology, it's the architecture of our digital lives. Comedy often works because it leaves intention. According to psychologist Peter McGraw, something becomes funny when it breaks a rule, but not in a way that feels genuinely threatening. He calls this the benign violation theory. Think of it like a safety valve. If the joke is too boring, you don't laugh. If it's too harmful, you don't laugh. It has to sit right in the middle. But technology has destroyed our sense of safety. We live in an outrage economy. Platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram aren't neutral. They are machines designed to maximize dwell time. And what keeps us scrolling longer than anything else? It's not joy, it's moral outrage. The algorithm doesn't care if you're right. It only cares that you're engaged. So when a 15-second clip of a comedian is ripped from its hour-long context and served to an audience that doesn't know the performer, the benign part of the benign violation is gone. You're left with a naked, isolated, and highly offensive statement. The algorithm turns comedians into lightning rods for tribal conflict. We aren't just reacting to bad jokes, we're being fed them specifically to keep us clicking, commenting, and fighting. We've traded the context of the comedy club for the context of the feed. So, is comedy dead? Let's play devil's advocate. Because some would argue that comedy isn't dying. They'd say that it's finally being held to account. They'd say that the gatekeepers of the past are finally being challenged by a broader, more diverse audience who demand better standards. This is the democratization of critique. Maybe the fracture isn't a disaster. Maybe it's the sound of the medium being forced to evolve. But if the cost of that evolution is a culture where comedians are terrified to take risks, are we actually progressing, or are we just trading one form of conformity for another? We're seeing a bifurcation. On one side, we have sterile, corporate, safe comedy. On the other, a new underground scene is thriving because it refuses to play by the rules. People are craving that dangerous edge, and they will find it wherever it hides. We've traded the benign violation for the moral imperative. We've traded the catharsis of laughter for the dopamine hit of being right. If we continue to strip violation out of our culture, will we lose the ability to see the absurdity of our own existence? Or is this just a price we pay for living in an age of absolute moral certainty? Maybe it's time to stop looking for things to be offended by and start remembering how to laugh at the darkness. Because in the end, it's the only thing that keeps it at bay. Thanks for watching and listening. Take care.